My name is Mary, and I live just a few blocks from here. I manage the books for my husband's business in our second bedroom. It's not the most thrilling job in the world, but hey, it saves us money and it allows me the freedom to do the things that I like. I like to go to the park and walk around and feed the birds and the ducks. I love watching them. They're so fearful at first, and then they inch closer and closer. I really like the park.
The park is my refuge, my oasis away from corporate America. I'm Jean. I work in the 23rd floor of that building over there. I'm in the insurance business. I deal with people and their problems all day long. That's why I like the park, need the park for a breath of fresh air. I like to watch the people, especially the people who don't need something from me, people who push their children on the swings, feed the ducks. I eat my lunch here nearly every day.
Every day, I'd watch her feed those ducks, and I just thought, if I could get my hands on that bread. I'm Rachel. I live on the streets. I was hungry, and what those ducks were getting was looking really good. So one day, I made a run for it, and
Hey, I cried out, but it was too late. She was already running into the trees with my bag of bread crust.
a bag of bread crust. It was more than I had in the past 2 days. I was hungry.
I wasn't hungry anymore. Not after what I'd just seen. It could have been her purse.
It could have been your purse, my husband said. He didn't want me going back there for a while, but I could not stop thinking about that girl. Was she really trying to steal my purse, or was she just hungry? So I went back.
I went back to the park the next day, without my purse, of course. The woman was there with another bag of bread. Brave soul, or careless. I thought, an easy target.
An easy target, I thought as I watched the woman from across the street with the bread. I didn't see any cops around, and I'm a pretty fast runner. So I snuck up from behind the trees and
Whoosh! Out of nowhere, I was shoved into the bench, and she ripped the bag of breadcrumbs from my hand. I saw her this time. She was just a child, a teenager maybe. Oh, but my wrist began to throb. I found out later it was fractured.
I shuddered at what I had just seen.
Oh, I shuddered to think what life must be like for her.
I shuddered from the cold as I ate the sandwich. That silly woman, she was about to feed a sandwich to the birds. It was in the bread bag, whole. She didn't even crumble it up into little pieces. I hoped I hadn't hurt her too bad, but it was a good sandwich. And that day, it was all that I had.
I had half a mind to eat in the cafeteria the next day. But it was an especially nice day, so I went back to the park. There she was again, the bread lady. And she had 2 bags of bread.
2 bags of bread, one for the birds, and I left the other on the bench for the girl.
The girl never showed up.
She didn't come back for nearly a week. I thought maybe she thought the 2 bags were a trap. So I went back to just one. I'd take out a handful of bread, and I'd set the bag down on the bench and walk away to feed the birds.
It's like she wanted the bag to be stolen.
It was easy to steal it.
She took it every day.
Every day, there was something different in the bag. Always a sandwich. At first, I thought that she thought birds liked sandwiches. But then there was an apple in the bag. And a Snickers bar one day.
One day, the woman brought an old duffel bag, sat it on the bench, and walked away to feed the birds. I couldn't believe it. This woman was actually giving stuff away to this street kid. The kid who put her wrist in a cast.
What a treasure.
What a treasure. In the bag were pretty clothes, soap, perfume, and a mirror were inside.
Inside, she was just a scared girl. Her name was Rachel, and she came back to thank me the next day.
The next day, they were on the bench together, talking, like they were friends or something. that girl is probably setting that woman up for a major ripoff. It's sad. Some people have no common sense.